things rolling. Third quarter, Lakers up by 1. Austin Reeves drives inside, gets the bucket plus the foul. Reeves had 30 points in 4 of his last 5 games. Doncic again nailed the long 3. He finished with 35 points. Fourth quarter, Reeves comes up with a loose ball, goes behind the back, throws it up to James. Right here up the court for the two-hand jam. The thumb is fine. It didn't get hurt that bad. James with 27 points, 8 assists, and Lakers go on to win it 124-108.
Hey, how about the 1-seed Thunder visiting the 2-seed Rockets? And Houston, bad hosts. Just bad hosts. 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Rockets on the fast break. Oh, my. Tari Eason, alley-oop to Jalen Green. That's just ridiculous. Rockets up 7 after 1. Up here in Şengün. Hook shot. The lead is 11. 5 minutes left in the second. Green driving, kicking to Amen Thompson in the corner for 3. Rockets up 69-53 at halftime. Thunder's 16-point deficit, second largest halftime deficit of the season. To the fourth quarter we go. Green for 3. He had 34. The lead is 14. 2.5 minutes to go. Şengün to Chet Holmgren. And Chet, oh, nice move, Chet. Şengün with 31. 7th 30-point game of the season. Rockets roll 125-111.
All right, let's say good morning to Anscape senior writer David Dennis Jr. And I've been telling you guys about this Houston Rockets team. This did not look like the same Rocket squad that the Thunder faced their last 4 meetings. David, how much does this win affect how you think Houston could be playing during the playoffs?
Why you got me doing this? Why you got me here in the morning? Got to admit that I was wrong and that you were right. First thing, we can't be doing this now. Come on now. I feel like this is a setup. But you were absolutely right. I know. I got you. Go ahead. Talk your stuff. You were absolutely right. And I've been slow to come along on this Rockets team a lot because of how I felt about their fourth quarter execution and their offense. But that defense last night, that defense looks like a defense that can shut down anybody. Look at what they did to the best team in the league, namely the MVP, SGA. He only shot 2 free throws last night. Think about the discipline it takes for a guy who usually gets to the line 9 times to only shoot 2 free throws. They were in zone. They were in man. Amen Thompson was grinding on them and giving them a hard time. Then you add in the fact that Jalen and Şengün combined for 65 points. This looks like the Rockets team. I've been saying if you're in the West, you want to play this Rockets team, I'm going to have to eat crow. This looks like a Rockets team that you do not want to face if you're in the first round.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to face this Rockets team, especially how they dial in on the defensive end of the floor. So the Rockets' magic number to clinch the 2 seed is now down to 2. After that, just 2 games separate the 3rd-seeded Lakers from the 8th-seeded Grizzlies. So, David, which of these teams do you trust more going into the playoffs?
It's the Golden State Warriors, and it's not just the Warriors as a team. It is one person. It is Stephen Curry. Out of everybody, every player in the West, I trust Stephen Curry the most out of anybody to come through in the playoffs and execute. This guy's led multiple teams to championships, and right now he has been unleashed and unlocked with Jimmy Butler on that team. They've essentially played 2 weeks of playoff level basketball to stay out of the play-in, and look at the last 3 games that they played. On the road against Memphis, on the road against the Lakers, and then at the end of a 2-week road trip at home on a back-to-back against the Nuggets, where the guy on these 3 games is averaging 42 points during that stretch. He is playing at the best level we've seen him since they won a championship in 2022. I trust him individually above anybody else in the NBA to get a team to a championship.
Steph Curry knows what time it is. The playoffs are right around the corner. As it stands right now, Steph and the Warriors would take on the Nuggets in the first round. David, thanks so much for the insight.
To LA, where we saw LeBron, Luka, and Reeves lead the Lakers to a dub. Each of them dropped 25 points and 5 assists for the second game this season, matching the most such games in Lakers history. And then out in the East, we saw the Celtics get the win after blowing the Suns out by 20. Boston hit 14 three-pointers last night, breaking the record for the most threes in a single season by any team in NBA history. And finally, the Pistons win over the Raptors last night, secures their spot in the NBA playoffs. Detroit becomes the first team in NBA history to reach the postseason after finishing 14-68 the year before. So if we're talking hoops, we're talking to Anscape's David Dennis Jr. And David, it is crazy to think that this Pistons team only won 14 games last season, the fewest in the league, and now this glow-up that J.B. Bickerstaff has them under is one of the best turnarounds in NBA history. How do you put into context the type of job he's done?
J.B. Bickerstaff is the coach of the year this season, and it's not really close. I thought that a few months ago there was no chance that anybody was going to beat Kenny Atkinson for that position, but J.B. Bickerstaff and this turnaround that he has done with this Pistons squad, as you mentioned, the worst record in the previous season to then go into the playoffs the next season, tripling the wins that they had in the season previous. That's never been done. I'm willing to go beyond having J.B. Bickerstaff be coach of the year. Let's write a Disney movie about this dude and what he's doing with this Pistons team right now. Because beyond just what he's done with the Pistons team, the beauty of his story right now is the fact that he got bounced from that Cleveland team, and you're watching what Cleveland is doing, being the top team in the East. And instead of having a situation where he has to watch that from the sidelines, he's creating his own legacy over here with Detroit after getting kind of a raw deal with that Cleveland team. So it's just beautiful to see that he's just not having to watch how good Cleveland's going. He's doing his own thing in Detroit.
Yeah, you can't always control what happens to you, but you can control your reaction. And listen, what Bickerstaff has done is amazing. Now we go from the 5th seed in the East to the 5th seed in the West. The Golden State Warriors, they looked cooked earlier on this season, but it seems like they just needed a butler to help serve them up a couple of wins. With Steph and Jimmy in the lineup, they are 20-2. That's crazy. Listen, is there any cap in my rap if I'm saying that this team is a title contender?
The Golden State Warriors are absolutely a title contender. They've been a title contender since the moment Jimmy Butler walked into that locker room and started playing for that team. Just look at what they have. Look at these numbers by Steph. 42 points, 6 assists, 50% from 3 over must-win games. Games against Memphis, games against the Lakers, games against the Nuggets, teams in the West that are above them in the standings, and that is how he has performed. You want to ask how the Warriors would look come playoff time? They're doing it right now. They've spent the last 2 weeks essentially on the road. Then you go and play the Lakers, and then on the very next day you have the Denver Nuggets, and you dominate those Lakers and those Nuggets. The way that Jimmy Butler is melding with that team, Draymond Green making a late push for Defensive Player of the Year, and Stephen Curry, the way that he is playing, showing that, yes, he can be the best player on a championship team. If you're in the West, I don't care who you are, OKC all the way down, you do not want to play the Golden State Warriors anytime between now and June.
Yeah, Steph Curry still very much has a dynasty alive. The Warriors have the 5th best odds to win the championship, according to ESPN Bet. David, appreciate your time, brother.
Now you have the guys that you could put the ball in their hands. He can spread the floor. He can play the pick and roll and be effective and get it to the shooters. You have to be able to break these guys down in a 7-game series. When I talk about the Clippers, this is the first year since I was there with the Clippers. They have the super others playing really well. Norman Powell is the leading scorer of this team. Bisa Zubac is averaging a double-double, probably his best year of his career. Okay. The load is not on Kawhi Leonard like it's been in previous years.
So let me ask you this question then. You know, forget LeBron and Luka. They are who they are.
Yeah.
You sure you trust everybody else on the Lakers? You brought up experience.
Yeah.
You sure you supporting that?
I gotta go. I have to. You have 3 guys that can get a basket. Let's go back to the Bulls game where, you know, they lost on the half-court shot.
Yep.
Who made the game-winning shot? Leading shot?
Reeves.
That means that it doesn't matter who they put the ball in their hands. Each of these guys can get a basket at a high level. In the playoffs, you cannot double-team everyone. You're already going to double-team Luka Doncic. You're going to try to double-team LeBron there, here, and there. Who's the third guy that can stick this man right here?
Well, what about the Lakers? And what are they going to do to stop what OKC is throwing at you?
7-game series. It's a 7-game series. We can dissect it. Each game is different.
Okay.
Each game is different. We talk about Luka Doncic's defense. He didn't have defense last year. They got to the finals.
Yeah. And what happened in the finals? When they went up against a better team.
We talking about getting to the finals. They went up against a better team, a way more prepared team with Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and a super deep team with a great coach. Okay. They lost. They got their behinds whooped. But we're talking about coming out of the West, right? They're 32-13 in the West right now. OKC is 35-11. What does that tell you? That they're top of the West right now, right? And I'm going to go back to the Clippers because I believe Kawhi Leonard is on fire right now. He's on fire. And let's not forget they still got James Harden.
Are you telling me you willing to bet your money that Kawhi Leonard gonna be healthy during the playoffs?
I'm willing to bet it.
You willing to bet that Kawhi Leonard gonna be healthy?
I'm willing to bet it.
Oh my God!
I'm willing to lay it on the line and bet that he'd be ready to play in the playoffs.
Okay, all right.
At a high level.
What's today's date right
At
here?
a high level.
April
Get it.
3rd.
Get it.
April
Knock it down.
3rd
Knock it
at
down.
10:14 p.m. A.m. rather.
A.m.
10:14
Coaching
a.m.
staff as well. Ty Lue, added Van
Ain't nobody
Gundy. Come on,
questions,
baby.
okay.
Come on, baby.
Ain't nobody questions.
All right, Perk, go ahead.
Quick question. So, you have the Lakers coming out of the West or the Clippers coming out of the West?
I have the Lakers coming out of the West, but the question was, do you have OKC? I said I don't have OKC in front of the Clippers. I don't have OKC in front of Golden State. Let's be clear. I don't have OKC in front of Denver.
You don't even
Let's
have
be
OKC
clear.
making the conference finals.
I don't.